Man, Tom Holland is very lucky to have a girl like Zendaya, who's good at handling balls on the court and off the court. Anyway, welcome back everybody. Matt the Matt here. We got a new film out, Challengers. This is a new tennis sports back and forth in more ways than one thriller sports film, romance, love triangle, threesome film starring Zendaya, Mike Faust, and Josh O'Connor. This is directed by Luca Guadagnino, who's known for Call Me By Your Name, Suspiria, the remake, and 2021's Bones and All. I'm a huge fan of, I like Call Me By Your Name. I really like what he did with Suspiria. So I was interested in terms of the director, what he can bring to this tennis film, which we don't get many sports films anyway nowadays. But then you say, really don't get that many tennis movies. We had the one back in the early 2000s with Kirsten Dunst and Paul Bettany, Wimbledon. Then I think it was like 2018, 2019, we got the Emma Stone, Steve Carell film. And that was based on a true story. The only real tennis movie that I enjoy is the Woody Allen movie back in the mid-2000s with Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Rhys Meyers in Match Point. Main promotion, the main hype was seeing Zendaya with two different guys about to look like he's about to have a threesome, and everyone went, oh, now that's the MJ we wanted in Marvel, in the Spider-Man movies, but we never got. Get into the movie. Positives. Zendaya. I think she does a great job here. This is definitely more of an adult role for her. Her chemistry with both Mike Faust and Josh O'Connor is great. I never felt like, oh, she has better chemistry with one of them rather than the other. I think they both work off of each other really well. Some of the more complex moments she's great in, especially in the second, when we see her in the present day. Then when we see her in the flashbacks, where she's more flirty, more of that tease, sexual, I was like, wow, like I said, when I was watching those scenes, I was like, why didn't we get that in Spider-Man? Her name is MJ, meaning Mary Jane. Mary Jane is supposed to be the, more sexual, outgoing, hottest girl in school, the girl next door. And we never got that in the Spider-Man movies, but here you get to see that. And I was like, I like those moments. Like I thought this is definitely her best role yet as an actress. And if she keeps playing not only this type of character, but roles that require more adultness, if you will, maturity, sexual moments, and all of that, and more dramatic moments and suspense thriller, she's going to have a long career. Mike Faust plays Art. He is one of the friends / love interest to Zendaya. I was watching the movie and I was like, I've seen this guy before, but I don't know where. He was in the remake of West Side Story, directed by Steven Spielberg, and I actually thought, when I realized that, I was like, oh, he was like the best part of that movie. And here he's no different. He is very good in the role. His chemistry with Zendaya is great. The complex nature of his character between Zendaya and then his best friend that he grew up with, Josh O'Connor, is a really interesting, complex dynamic and relationship on and off the court. And I thought Mike Faust did an excellent job here. And the complex moments on the court and the tennis scenes, This guy has a long career ahead of him. Also, Josh O'Connor, who plays Patrick, the friend slash at one point love interest to Zendaya. He's also, I would almost say he's even more complex. I was watching this movie going, okay, he likes Zendaya, but he has this long friendship, with this friend of his, played by, Mike Faist. And I personally, and I think the people who watch this movie are going to see it, he has a lot of homosexual tendencies. So I don't know if he's bisexual or he's supposed to be bisexual. But when you see this movie, you're going to go, and like I said, the director made the movie Call Me By Your Name, which was about two people, two gay guys, hooking up. And you definitely see those undertones throughout this movie. And once again, on and off the court. So this movie is very much a sexual thriller, erotic, but not too erotic. This actually doesn't go as far as I thought it was going to go. I'm a little disappointed in that. Score in this movie is fucking brilliant. This is its own character. You take the music out of this movie, the movie is completely different. And I'm watching this movie going, I feel like I should know these composers. Because the music sounds a lot like, especially during the tennis scenes, like the music from The Social Network during the rowing through competition. And I'm like, this music is completely its own character. The MVP of this movie is the music. And then when I looked up when I got home who was the composer, it was Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who did the music for The Social Network, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Gone Girl. And I'm like, alright, that makes a lot of sense now. Brilliant score in all of those movies that made those movies too what they are. And the music in this movie makes the movie. In moments it's very intense, moments it just comes out of nowhere, and sometimes it's in there for like literally 2 seconds. Boom, boom. And you're like, whoa. What an interesting choice to put the music in there in that moment. The editing. This movie is a non-linear story. It goes back and forth. And I think it keeps you involved. It keeps you focused. It keeps you attention on the screen. And there's a lot of, like, especially during the tennis sequences, a lot of quick editing, keeping everything going and active. I thought the editing here was great, masterful. And especially at a 2 hour and 11-minute movie, where I thought movies like Suspiria and his last film, Bones and All, that were over 2 hours plus, felt the length. This movie I never felt like over 2 hours went by. And that was edited by Marco Costa. I mean, the cinematography, especially during the tennis sequences, the director definitely shoots the tennis sequences like I've never seen before. Sometimes we're just from the point of view of Zendaya. Sometimes we are literally the point of view as if they put a little camera on either Mike or Josh, and we're seeing the point of view from them, or they even have a point of view on the ball. Like when the ball's going back and forth, it's like they put a camera on the ball, and it's just like, and you're just like, whoa. And then we got quick, shifts, one way, left, back, right, then left, then right, then left. And I'm like, this is a lot of interesting camera movements in this movie. But it adds to the editing, it adds to the pacing of the movie. Then when you add that music, the score, it just really makes the script, sharp dialogue, sexual dialogue. There's a scene in the hotel where you guys said you see the three of them on a bed, but before that they're sitting on the floor, and the dialogue is sharp, and it's very sexual. What they talk about in that scene, I was like, oh, they're going there. Very erotic, very sexual, very like. And I was thinking, you people actually do talk like this? I've never been in a room when they talk like this. I mean, I live with 3 girls in an apartment. They didn't talk like this. Maybe they should have. I don't know. And there's also a lot of homosexual undertones throughout the movie. Like that, I don't know if the character of Josh is supposed to be bisexual. I think he is, but that's just my opinion from watching the movie. And then like that, I think this is Luca Guadagnino's best work. In terms of the acting, the script, the editing, the cinematography, the music, it's an excellent, all rolled into one package. I shouldn't say package. As the Joker would say, very, very poor choice of words. Some of my negatives. My main negative is, you know that saying, show, don't tell? And I think, Zendaya's character Tashi, is supposed to be this great tennis player. This amazing tennis player. She can go pro at any moment. She doesn't even need to go to college. She can just go straight to the pros. She already has sponsorships and deals and all of this. And other than for one scene that we actually see her play briefly, tennis, and then the scene like you see in the trailer where she dislocates her knee. I mean, I know about dislocating knees. I mean, she's even wearing the knee brace that I wore in college, which I was like, why didn't I get that knee brace the most recent time I dislocated my knee? I want the knee brace that I had in college, where it got me all over Savannah, and I was able to still work on film sets. Where's that knee brace? But yeah, she had exactly the same knee brace that I used to wear. I was like, oh, my old friend. Do I not miss you? But and then that's it. And I was like, I wanted to see more of her playing tennis. Other minor negative I had was, this whole movie was hyped on this whole Zendaya and 2 guys and this sexual, erotic movie. She's playing tennis with a stick. I'm not gonna do that. With a stick and, balls. And then she's in a room with 2 guys and they're looks like she's about to have a threesome. And I expected more. I was expecting more of that sexual, erotic tone or moments in this movie. There's no sex scenes in the film. And I'm like, oh, okay. How they were marketing this movie, I expected more, a little bit more sexual scenes. And there weren't as many. There really isn't any. There's those moments that start, but then don't finish. I'm sure a lot of guys have that problem. But yeah, overall, I'm still giving it a 5 out of 5. I think this is easily one of the best movies of the year so far. Zendaya, between Dune Part 2, being one of the best movies so far this year, and now Challengers. Yeah. It's good to me Zendaya right now. Anyway, Let me know in the comments below, did you see Challengers? Are you a fan of tennis? Are you a fan of sports films? Are you a fan of erotic movies? Let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment.